Happy afternoon, children. How are you all? So you're all doing great and you are participating in the CCA activities which is being sent to you. And by the end of this month, there is something interesting waiting for you. You'll receive it very soon. Keep doing the same, children. Have the same spirit of doing the work. And your response, 8th grade, 8 children response towards the work which is given is also satisfying. Okay, I am satisfied with the work which is being produced by you. uh, and one more thing which I want to tell you is the students who are not being regular, try to be regular in your work. Is it clear for everyone? Try to be regular in your work. Be regular in your work, children, and try to follow the instruction which is given by the teacher. Once you follow the instruction which is given by the teacher, your learning process will become easy. You can shine very well. This is a good mode and this is a good platform of reaching you. Don't waste time. Sit with your textbook, videos, listen to it carefully and see to that how you can prepare for the forthcoming examination. You are going to have an examination by September 7th. Prepare for it sincerely and try to give your best. Okay, this time I need 90% result. When I go for the analysis of your class, I need 90% good results. The average of the class should be 90%. Whereas everyone should get above 35. Your maximum marks for 40 should be 37 or 38. Is it clear for everyone? Shall we get into today's session then? Okay, to start with today's session, we have completed the story and previous class we don't have time to end up the story in a good way. So I am going to start with the previous 3 slides. Okay, let us see this thing. Its branches were golden and silver fruit hung down from them, and underneath it stood the little boy he had loved. You know that the giant was waiting for the boy. Okay, the selfish giant. Now there is a change in his character, there is a change in his attitude. After the little boy kissed him, you could see the change in his character. Okay, now this man, the selfish giant, is crazy to see him. And daily when the children comes to his garden for playing, he will ask the children when the boy will come, when the boy will come to play, or he will not come to see me, that question, and he will even send a word through that children to bring him. Okay, so years is also running there, and you could see that the giant will be waiting for the little boy to come. Now what happens? One day it was completely winter, it is fully filled with snow, and under the branches of a tree which had silver blossoms, white blossoms, and it had golden fruit. Okay, it had golden fruit, and underneath it stood the little boy whom he loved. Okay, now you can see the boy who is standing there. After seeing this, what is the reaction of the selfish giant? Okay, how he is reacting to that? Okay, he is running there. He is running there to see the boy who is standing under the tree. And the child smiled on the giant and said to him, "You let me play once in your garden. Today you shall come with me to my garden, which is paradise." This is given in an indirect tone over here. It is not a direct tone, which shows that the giant is dead now. He is no more. And the child smiled on the giant and said to him, "You let me play once in your garden. Today you shall come with me to my garden, which is paradise." Now, who is the little boy, children? Could you guess who is the little boy now? Yes, it is Lord Almighty. Here, the symbol of Jesus Christ is being represented through the little boy. After he dies, he is taken to paradise. What is the meaning of the word paradise? Paradise means it is heaven. And the child smiled on the giant and said to him, "You let me play once in your garden. Today you shall come with me to my garden, which is paradise." The giant is dead now. He is covered with the white blossoms. And you could see next day when the children come to play in the garden, they see that the giant is dead, he is no more. You can see that the story is paradoxical over there. The meaning is conveyed in an indirect way. And you could see there the story ends. Have you understood the story? Have you read the story? Did you enjoy reading the story? How was the story, children? The story is interesting. What is the value you learn from the story? What is the value? What does the story teach you? And I told you about one more story which is written by Oscar Wilde. What is that story? It is The Happy Prince. Yes. Have you read that story? Did you take any efforts of reading it? If you get any chance of reading it, you can go ahead, children. Now what you are going to do is, you are going to sit with your textbook, and if you want, you can even write it in your classwork notebook. We are going to discuss the answers. What we are going to do now? We are going to discuss the answers. Shall we start discussing the answers now? Okay. Set right. We are going to discuss the answers now. And before that, I have given you a value. Make a note of it. What is the moral of the story? Being human. Try to be a human being. Okay. Being human. There is difference in the word. Being human is different from human being. Write down the words, children. Human being and write it being human. There is difference in the word. Could you get the difference? Being human is something different. We are all human beings. But being human matters a lot. Do you agree with me? Yes. Take down the word, come on. Being human, human being. We are all called as human beings. We are addressed as human beings. But are we being the human? There is a question. Are we all being the human? Are we all being human? There is a question mark. Think over it, and we are going to discuss the book back exercises now. We are going to start with the question answers. Shall we get into the question answers? Okay. What is the first question in comprehension check? Why is the giant called selfish? At the beginning of the story, you can find this question in your textbook. Why is the giant called selfish? What are the things that is given in the text will help you to identify that the giant is a selfish-natured person? What are the things that will help you to identify? Here, I have given you some ideas. He will not share his things. He chased away the children from his garden, and he behaved in a harsh way. How did he behave to the children? He behaved in a harsh way. He did not share anything. He chased away the children, and he behaved in a harsh way to them. These are some ideas where you can write, complete the answer for this question. How you are going to complete the answer for this question? I have given you some ideas. With these ideas, you are going to write the answers. Okay, first question is over now. Shall we switch over to the next question? Okay. On one occasion, the children said, "How happy we are here." Later they said, "How happy we were there." What are they referring to in both the cases? Here, two cases are given for you. On one occasion, the children said, you can read this in the text, "How happy we are here." Later they said, "How happy we were there." What are they referring to in both the cases? In both the cases, it refers to the giant's garden. Before they were happy in the giant's garden, but now it is beyond their reach. You could see here, how happy we are here. When they were in the giant's garden, they were happy. How happy we were there. This is in past tense. This shows the condition when the giant kept a notice board outside his garden. What is the notice board that is kept, children? Trespassers will be prosecuted. Strangers will be punished. You are not supposed to enter into the garden. When he kept a notice board like that, when he built a wall in order to safeguard his garden, that is the statement which is told by the children, how happy we were there. Once we were happy when we played in the giant's garden. So both these incidents refers to the giant's garden. This happened before, and this is what happened little later when they were not allowed to play in the garden. Are you clear with the answers now? Shall we move on to the next question? Okay, quickly let us move on to the next question. When spring came, it was still winter in the garden. What does winter stand for or indicates? When I taught you the story, I told you that in this story there are no many characters. You can see that there are no characters, no character description, only two characters, that is the little boy and the giant, and few children will come to play over there, two characters. And the other characters are represented through the climatic change, as I told you. And you could see here, winter, the season, it is being portrayed as a human being. Okay, when winter is there in the giant's garden, there is no sign of joy, and it fully leads to destruction. So what are these signs? Okay, when the giant's garden is full of winter, you could see there is no sign of joy and it is full of destruction. These are the ideas which will help you to complete the answer. I am not giving you the answer. I am giving you some ideas which will help you to frame your own answers. Read out the question again. When spring came, it was still winter in the garden. In whose garden? In the giant's garden. What does winter stand for or indicates? Winter stands for destruction and there is no sign of joy. Winter stands for destruction and there is no sign of joy. Are you clear with the answers now? Shall we pass on to the next question? Okay. Winter has been presented like a story with its own characters and their activities. Describe the story in your own words. I am going to give you the characters. Who plays the main role over here? Winter plays the main role. And who are the other characters who enters during winter? Okay, winter we have seen in the previous question. What is the thing we have seen? Winter is being described as a destroyer. How winter is being described? Winter is being described as a destroyer. And you could see the other character who plays important role during the season of winter is snow and frost. And trees with white cloak. Okay, trees are covered with hails. Okay, hailstorms. And how the season is, how the giant's garden is. The giant's garden is completely lifeless. There is no life. These are the answers. This question have two subdivisions, whereas we have answered the first question, first subdivision, and now we are into the second subdivision. Winter has been presented like a story. Do you agree, children? Yes. Winter is being described as a story and it is presented as a character over here with its own characters. Who are the characters then? Snow and frost is a character. Hailstorms is a character. You can see north wind is a character. It will be roaring. So wind is being described as a destroyer and the whole season is completely lifeless. The giant's garden is completely lifeless. I have given you the characters over here. With these characters, you can frame the story. Describe the story in your own words. You are going to write a story now where winter is going to be the hero of the story or You can take it like the protagonist. Protagonist is called as the hero. He is going to be like the hero of the story, and you can have all these characters. Will you write a story?